Foam can get very expensive if you buy it from a retailer. For example, a pool noodle, if you were to buy it from Amazon, is upwards of $5-6 a pool noodle. You know, sure, you can get it in a black color, but you can get these in Dollar Tree and then spray paint them, and that's what I did. They had the pool noodles in a red color, so I bought them from I bought a few dozen from the Dollar Tree, and the pool noodle with the cost of the spray paint that would be required was still substantially less expensive than if I went to another retailer and bought a black pool noodle. So don't let that dissuade you. These foam skulls I also bought from Dollar Tree. So in terms of the paint, the spray paint that you use, you're going to want to use a water-based spray paint, because something that's oil-based will actually eat the foam, and so you want something that won't do that. Out of this and another water-based spray paint that I tried, this one actually kept the color a lot better on the foam, so I've been using this. It's not perfect. It does leave some heterogeneous areas after you're done spray painting, but I actually think that adds to the character of this, because I'm trying to simulate the creation of a organism. So, you know, it doesn't necessarily have to look picture perfect. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray paint these ones here. I've already spray painted this pool noodle and this one foam ball, and I'll show you what the end effect is like. We're at about an hour and a half since actually about an hour and 15 minutes since I spray painted these, and you can see there's a pretty nice effect. And although it's not completely dry in these eye sockets where quite a bit of the spray paint pooled, these balls are fairly set at this point.
Alright guys, so I'm going to show you how to actually assemble this thing. This is one of the pool noodles that I spray painted earlier on. So we're going to kind of put this together into a spider. So I already kind of pre-measured the legs. So I'm going to cut somewhere around a 12-inch, so 1 foot. Cylinder is going to be this kind of the main platform legs that come off of. Okay, so 12 inches here. Okay, and then I'm going to try to replicate a similar sort of cut both sides here, okay? So, what I noticed working with these pool noodles in this heat gun, which is actually very handy for arts and crafts like this, is that you're much better off using flat surfaces. So that's why it's important to kind of cut this so that you have a flat surface that can join. Otherwise, it's extremely difficult to fix this to this, for example, okay? So I have a workaround for that too that I'll show you. Alright, so when working with a heat gun, I can't say I'm an expert on safety precautions, but I do use this because it does blast pretty high temperatures. Alright, and these are a little finicky to deal with, I'm not going to lie. But, it gets the job done in a couple of tries typically, alright? Okay, really doesn't take long. Okay, so you see part of it's got an fix, the other part hasn't, no problem. Just going to give it a quick blast here. That's usually all that's needed, okay? Okay, so not perfect. Could use maybe a little bit more support. Oh, that's better. Alright, that's one side. Then, and it doesn't have to be on the exact same plane. I've made a few of these where the plane wasn't identical. And it's not a problem. It just gives the effect like the spider's moving. Okay? So then what I'm going to do, and you see this isn't the exact plane, it does rock a little bit, it's okay. So now what I'm going to do to try to create a flat surface, and this will all kind of come together later on, but I'm going to put a segment here, okay? Okay, same thing on this side, alright? Okay, alright, so, and you can measure it out, but what I found for this size spider having the leg around, down part of the leg going down about 12 inches typically accomplishes the effect that we're looking for. Alright? So let me do that. So you lose some dexterity with these gloves. They don't, in the process of doing this, they really don't have much place aside for when you're using the heat gun. Okay. Alright, there's that. And I do this, I cut a little bit of an angle on this side too, because it makes a flat surface for the foot of the spider. Alright, so you have this. Then I have this as a remnant from the work I was doing on another one. I actually don't think it's going to work properly, but let me cut this part of the... And it's just a little short for our purposes, but I still think it could be salvaged. Okay, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to cut a little bit from this side to create a bit of a flat surface, maybe not as much, since I'm already working at a disadvantage. And it's actually, I cut it in the wrong angle, but whatever. Okay, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to, since I cut this at the wrong angle, I'm going to use this for another one of the effects that I'm going for. Okay, let me start over this side here. Okay, so we're going to cut the angle on this side. Okay, and then try to keep it somewhat uniform. Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do with this now, since I goofed up a little bit here, is I'm going to cut a little bit of a up angle. Okay? So now it'll kind of come across a little bit what I'm trying to accomplish once I join it. So 4 inches. Okay? Here too. One for each leg. Okay? Okay. So we'll put these here. Okay? Let me get out this. Once more, move these redundant pieces to the side, and let's affix these for the legs. Okay, let's blast this thing. If at first you don't succeed, try again. And I did not succeed this first shot. That's okay. It happens. Alright, so part of it's affixed. I'm going to work on getting the rest here. Alright, there we go. So good. I think that's pretty secure. Let's do this other one here. Okay. So this is gonna actually be for the legs coming off of the front, like this, okay? So this isn't gonna be, it's gonna go like this, and I'll explain how that works, okay? But I'm gonna make 2 more down angles here. Also 12 inches. Okay, so this is where this is going to go. It's going to go here on the side. Alright? So what I meant when I was saying that, actually I like this angle better for this. So what I was saying where this does not go well here, and I've tried this, and I'll show how I'm going to deal with that in a second, but that's why I cut off this little, I shave off this little section here, because it makes 2 flat surfaces, and the heat gun works pretty well at joining them, okay? Let's go ahead and do that. Good. Let's do the other side. So, is it perfectly symmetric? Absolutely not, but neither are we. So we're trying to replicate a living creature. I don't think it's a big deal if we're off a little bit, okay? So, here's what we're going to do now. I got this foam ball from Amazon, okay? And we're going to try to find the height that works best. Alright, so I think if we plan on landing it right around here, it'll, towards the center, it should be good. Alright, so for this part, I use these. These are satay skewers, and it's just because I did try to attach these together with the heat gun, and although in one of them I was able to do it successfully, it was a giant pain in the butt, and the end product wasn't that sturdy. So the satay skewers I found is the workaround. All right. So I'm gonna measure out the center part here, and the reason I use 2 skewers rather than 1 is that with 1 you get a little bit of a swivel effect. So if that's not what you're going for, then I would recommend that you use 2, like I'm gonna do. Okay. So I'm gonna put that 1 here. Okay, and another 1 here. You want to keep them close enough together so that you don't see them on the side. Because it's rounded, the further away they are from one another, the more likely you're going to see it coming, where it comes through on the foam ball. Okay. So here, let's push one of these, push the other, and these foam balls have much more density than the skull does. So I found out the hard way. You're better off pushing it through this side, and then using this as a base to support pushing the skull in, okay? Now, you don't need the entire thing. I'm pushing it in a little bit further than you probably need for security. But on this side, you want to kind of cut it. So I'm going to cut it right around here on both sides, okay? Try it if you can. This is a wire cutter. If you can, cut it with a little bit of an acute sort of an angle, okay? That way it kind of punctures the foam for the skull a little bit easier. Might be a little bit too long, actually. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it just a little bit more. The angle gave it a little bit more reach than I wanted it to have. Okay. All right. This would probably be better. Okay, let's just push it in here. And you see, it actually takes a little bit of force to push it through, which is testimony. This ball has much more density than what you probably need. So what I like to do, because this is going to be on the ground, it's going to be flat. What I like to do is try to give it a little bit of an upward facing angle so it looks like it's looking at whoever's walking up, whether it's an Amazon delivery driver, whatnot. My goal is to kind of freak them out. I mean, after all, it's a Halloween decoration, so it looks like it's kind of glancing up at them, okay? All right, so this is all the base of it, okay? Now, the other things that I created are gonna go here, okay? Here and here. So I'm going to affix these with satay skewers that I've already cut in half. So first you want to try to identify the angle that you're going for. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to start by putting the first one through here. Alright, what you want to do is you want to try to align it so you're going through dead center, because the more foam you have this going through, that you have this puncturing through, the more kind of support this structure has, okay? And that's the intention with it. So if you do a little bit too sharp of it, steep of an angle on one side, or too obtuse of an angle in the other direction, it'll come out on this side or it'll come out on the inside, and you'll lose a little bit of that integrity that you're going for. So the other one I'm going to put right around here, okay? Now, it's possible that I need to polish these down because they might be a little bit too long, and it might come out the other side, which is something that I don't want to do. Alright, so what I'm going to do, because yeah, as you can see it's longer than the thing, I'm going to try to kind of cut this. So I think what my goal is to land it in the lather part of the foam. So this should work. Okay, these wire cutters are getting a little bit dull. Okay, and alright, so we're gonna put them through and okay, alright, so you end up in a situation where it sticks out, just find a little bit of a surface to push it through. So the satay skewer isn't skewering you. Do something else, okay? Same with the side. Make sure you don't have any points sticking out here. Okay, alright, good. So this holds pretty well, okay? Same with the other side now. So let's get 2 of these, okay? So this one I'm going to try to do like this. And with one of the other spiders, I actually had the arm, I re-angled it so it's facing up. I thought that was a little bit more of a threatening posture, and you can easily do that. It's up to whatever effect you're going for. Okay, so one of them's going to go right around here. there. So then this one's gonna go right around here. No problem. Oh, sorry. Okay. What I like about this is I've recruited a decent amount of the foam here for this one, okay? So once again, I'm gonna cut these a little shorter. Not too short, enough so that we're able to go through, and then hopefully not pop too obnoxiously out the other side. These can be a bit of a pain in the ass, to be honest. Okay. There we go. Alright, so pull this out a little bit, okay? And then we're gonna stick this through here, okay? Okay. And yep, I think inevitably it comes out to the other end. That's okay, we can push it through. Nobody will be the wiser about it. Okay? So, these are the spiders. Now, I've been referring to it as a spider the whole time. Clearly it's not a spider. It only has, 4 legs, but then again, I've never seen a spider with a human skull as a face, so I don't think that really matters, whether you're being anatomically, 100% on point or not. I think that is a conscious effect. So, I'm going to spray paint this once more. You can, if you want, do some coloration. The back here to give it kind of warning coloration. That's an effect you're going for, but this is how you do it.
So for the eyes, we went to a local arts and crafts store and we found these red beads. They have a nice shine to them, and when light hits them, it gives a cool property, especially at night. And they have a pinhole, and you can use red pins, silver pins, whatever. It gives it kind of a glare almost, but we put that into the we kind of affixed it in for the eye, into the eye sockets in these skulls to give it a nice spooky sort of lifelike sort of characteristic. So the what we ended up going with for design for this for our house for Halloween was kind of this spider sort of sanctuary, and these exterminators didn't fare very well against them. Oh, I'll post another video with the actual decorations, but this is the setup, and that's how you make these spiders. Thanks.